So let's talk about a story that sounds like it was ripped from a sci-fi movie that gets a solid 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. Picture this, a company, let's call it ConnectSphere, a mid-sized e-commerce firm that sells novelty socks. Its CEO, a man named Gavin Belson, no, wait, that's from Silicon Valley, let's call him Gregory Finch. Gregory woke up one day and decided that the most logical step for his company was to replace 90% of his customer service team with AI chatbots. Yes, you heard that right. He looked at his bustling office, filled with actual, living, breathing humans who probably had families and crippling student debt, and thought, you know what this place needs? More robots and fewer people asking for time off. It was a move so bold, so utterly bonkers, that it made headlines everywhere. Now, why would any sane person do this? Well, according to Mr. Finch, his company was drowning in customer service problems. And when I say drowning, I mean it was the Titanic of support tickets, and the iceberg was a mountain of unanswered emails about mismatched avocado-themed socks. The human team, bless their hearts, was completely overwhelmed. They were dealing with long wait times, inconsistent answers, and the kind of employee burnout that leads people to start questioning all their life choices. Customers would wait on hold for what felt like an eternity, listening to a terrible loop of elevator music, only to finally speak to a representative who was clearly on their fifth cup of coffee and their last nerve. The core issue was simple. Humans are, well, human. They get tired, they make mistakes, and they can only handle one angry customer at a time. The support center was a chaotic symphony of ringing phones, frantic typing, and the occasional muffled sob from the break room. Gregory Finch saw this mess and imagined a future of serene, silent efficiency. He wasn't just trying to fix a few problems, he was trying to reinvent the entire system. His grand vision was a customer service department that never slept, never got sick, and never, ever got sarcastic with a customer asking for the third time where the any key is on their keyboard. He wanted perfection, and he believed AI was the only way to get there. So the decision was made. Out went the humans, and in came the algorithms. The company invested millions into a state-of-the-art AI platform designed to handle everything from simple order tracking to complex product inquiries. The remaining 10% of the staff were repurposed into AI supervisors, a fancy title for people who now had to teach the robots how to be less, robotic. It was a massive gamble, a corporate Hail Mary based on the promise that lines of code could show more empathy and efficiency than a room full of people. The stage was set for either a revolutionary triumph or a spectacular world-class disaster. And honestly, we were all here for it, popcorn in hand. Before the great AI purge of 2024, ConnectSphere's customer service was a textbook example of how not to do things. The average response time for an email query was a staggering 48 hours. If you had a problem, you could send an email, go watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, extended editions of course, and you might get a reply just as Frodo was boarding the ship to the Undying Lands. Phone support was even worse. Customers would navigate a labyrinthine automated menu, only to be placed in a queue for an average of 25 minutes. By the time they reached a human, they were already furious, which made a positive resolution about as likely as finding a unicorn grazing in your backyard. This operational nightmare was costing the company a fortune. They were paying for a large team, but customer satisfaction scores were in the toilet. Bad reviews piled up online, complaining about media group, computer screen with negative online reviews, business team reading bad customer feedback at distribute_equally, rude agents, unresolved issues, and the general feeling that the company simply didn't care. The cost of acquiring new customers was skyrocketing because their reputation was taking a nosedive. The internal atmosphere wasn't much better. Employee turnover was high, as stressed-out agents quit faster than you can say, "I'm sorry, I can't help you with that." It was a vicious cycle of unhappy customers leading to unhappy employees, who in turn provided even worse service to more unhappy customers. Then came the AI. And the results, at least on paper, were shocking. Within 3 months of implementation, the average email response time dropped from 48 hours to just under 5 minutes. The AI chatbots were available 24/7, meaning customers in different time zones could get instant help without having to wait for the office to open. The cost of customer service operations was slashed by a staggering 70%. The company saved millions on Media Group, stack of salary reports with red, cut, stamp, empty office desks, and closed workspace at its stock at it distribute_equally. Salaries, benefits, and office space. It was the kind of financial turnaround that makes investors weep with joy and economists raise a skeptical eyebrow. The numbers kept getting better. Customer satisfaction, which had been languishing around a dismal 60%, shot up to 85%. The AI was programmed to be relentlessly polite and patient, and it had instant access to every piece of customer data, so it could resolve issues quickly and accurately. There were no more Media Group. Customer receiving same answer from different agents. Consistent chatbot replies on screen at stock at distribute_equally. Inconsistent answers. No more tired agents. And no more waiting. From a purely data-driven perspective, Gregory Finch's insane gamble had paid off spectacularly. He had taken a chaotic, failing department and turned it into a well-oiled, ruthlessly efficient machine. The question was, what did everyone else think about it? The public reaction to ConnectSphere's bold move was, to put it mildly, a mixed bag. On one side, you had a legion of satisfied customers who were absolutely thrilled. They flooded social media with praise, celebrating the lightning-fast responses and the end of hold music. "I got my refund processed in 2 minutes at 3 a.m., one user tweeted. "ConnectSphere's AI is a genius," another proclaimed. For these people, the switch was a massive upgrade. They didn't care if they were talking to a human or a sophisticated toaster, as long as their problem was solved quickly. The company's stock price soared, and Gregory Finch was hailed in some circles as a visionary, a pioneer of the new digital frontier. But on the other side of the coin, there was a massive public backlash. Labor unions, workers' rights advocates, and a whole lot of regular people were horrified. The story of 90% of a workforce being replaced overnight became a cautionary tale about the dark side of technological progress. Critics painted Finch as a heartless villain, a modern-day Scrooge who valued profits over people. The laid-off employees shared their stories, speaking of the shock and betrayal of being made redundant by a piece of software. It sparked a fierce debate about corporate responsibility and the future of work in an age of automation. Is it right for a company to decimate its workforce for the sake of efficiency? This decision sent a shockwave through the customer service industry and the broader labor market. It raised a terrifying question for millions of workers. Is my job next? Customer service has long been an entry point into the workforce for many people. It's a job that, until now, seemed relatively safe from automation because it required a human touch. ConnectSphere proved that this assumption was no longer valid. The incident forced a global conversation about the need for reskilling and upskilling workers. If AI can handle routine tasks, then human workers need to be trained for more complex, creative, and strategic roles that machines can't yet perform. Of course, not every company is following ConnectSphere's scorched earth approach. Many are taking a more balanced path. Companies like Klarna, for example, have also integrated AI into their customer service, but they've focused on using it as a tool to help their human agents, not replace them. They train their employees to work alongside AI, using it to handle simple queries so the human staff can focus on more complex, emotionally charged customer issues. This human-in-the-loop model is seen by many as a more sustainable and ethical way to adopt new technology, providing the efficiency of AI without the massive social disruption of mass layoffs. Looking ahead, ConnectSphere isn't stopping with customer service. Gregory Finch has announced plans to integrate AI into other parts of the business. They're developing AI tools for marketing to create hyper-personalized ad campaigns. They're exploring AI for supply chain management to predict demand and optimize inventory with terrifying accuracy. The goal is to create a company that is almost entirely run by algorithms, with a small team of human overseers to manage the big-picture strategy. It's a future that is either incredibly exciting or deeply unsettling, depending on how much you enjoy your current job. The company is essentially a living laboratory for the future of work. This brings us to the great challenge and opportunity of our time-human-AI collaboration. The ConnectSphere story shows us the extreme end of the spectrum, where humans are replaced. But the more likely future, and frankly the more hopeful one, is a world where AI acts as a co-pilot. Think of a surgeon using an AI to analyze scans in real time for greater precision, or a lawyer using AI to sift through thousands of legal documents in seconds. In these scenarios, AI doesn't replace human expertise, it enhances it. It frees up people from tedious, repetitive tasks so they can focus on what humans do best: critical thinking, creativity, and complex problem solving. The primary challenge, of course, is managing this transition. We need massive investment in education and retraining programs to prepare the workforce for these new roles. Governments and corporations have a responsibility to ensure that the benefits of AI are shared broadly, not just concentrated in the hands of a few tech billionaires. We need to create safety nets for those whose jobs are displaced, helping them find new, meaningful work. If we fail to do this, we risk creating even greater social and economic inequality, leading to widespread unrest and a backlash against the very technology that holds so much promise for human progress. In the end, the story of ConnectSphere is a stark reminder of the crossroads we are at. AI is not just a tool. It's a force that is reshaping our economy and our society. It offers incredible opportunities for efficiency, innovation, and solving some of the world's biggest problems. But it also presents profound challenges, forcing us to ask tough questions about the value of human labor and the kind of future we want to build. The path forward isn't about choosing between humans and machines. It's about figuring out how we can work together, combining the best of human ingenuity with the power of artificial intelligence to create a better, more prosperous world for everyone, and hopefully, one with perfectly matched socks.